If everyone is not special, maybe you can be what you want to be. And today, Glenn, Matt, and myself have decided to be your AniFix hosts. See, that was good. That was topical.
What
with summer season.
the fuck?
We talked about this. I told you this. We talked about summer extensively.
I know, but it's kind of
You
like
guys talked about
time
New
sensitive.
Game without me, though. How dare you? How dare you?
You should have turned up earlier. For those who are not aware, that was a quote from the opening of Mob Psycho 100, airing in the summer season. It's a great show.
Oh, yeah,
Fuck
you two talk about that while I sit here and eat a little bit of my donut. Yeah.
Oh my god,
I've only seen the first episode of Mob Psycho.
Oh, tell me all about why you don't
great.
like that episode, though. I love it.
This will be a thrilling conversation.
I just think it's too loud. I think everything
loud.
it
What do you mean it's too loud?
Okay, everything it does is too I guess pastiche. It's too showy.
Wait, blah, blah,
And-
what word did you try and use?
It's a word.
Okay,
It's a word.
Was that Italian or French?
it's trying to be highly stylistic.
I feel like you're being a
while
bit esoteric
it's
right
just
now, Matt.
and fuck you.
I think he's being a complete
This is why I didn't
wank.
want to do it. It's essentially it's just obnoxious for me.
No, I
guess that's the
I
best way I can
understand.
put it.
I understand what he means. I can see it.
I kind of understand where you're coming from.
I mean,
Still think you're a
it
sorry
reminds me
excuse
of
for a
One
human
Punch
being.
Man, and I don't like One Punch Man.
No.
for
One
the
Punch
same
Man has no
reasons.
semblance of
No,
direction.
no.
That's not-
One Punch Man-
It doesn't have any semblance of direction.
Well, Mob Psycho really, really does. Maybe it's obvious, maybe it's over the top, but it fits with how it's being executed.
I'm not saying that it doesn't. It's just not what I'm into.
Yeah, I feel it's appropriate.
I can understand why people like Mob Psycho, which is why I'm not criticizing it exactly. I'm just saying why I'm not particularly interested in it, or why
And
it just
that's
doesn't
why the
fit my
internet's
taste.
going to tear you apart.
It is. It's
scumbag.
It's not going to be fun for me in the
Scumbag.
comments. It never is.
But yeah, I can totally see that. Like, there's some shows that I really, really respect this season that, like, I can't get into.
Yeah.
Then
I mean,
again, most of them is just because...
what's interesting about Mob Psycho
Like-
though was
Well, Psycho's...
there
thought it was a question.
was a commercial for it. Well, it was by Crunchyroll, but essentially Crunchyroll was just showcasing Mob Psycho the entire time. But there was a
Yeah,
commercial for it
yeah.
on television, and I was like, okay, it was on the IFC channel.
That's cool.
And I was like, oh yeah, anime on TV. We're getting there. Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah. They're going really full on with promotion, especially because, especially the like One Punch Man angle. Like, they're so hard on going, it was made by the guy who did One Punch Man, that show that all you fuckers watched. And yeah, it's just, it doesn't seem like it's working.
Oh
out.
yeah,
It's
because
not
Mob Psycho
got
has direction.
even close
it has
to the same popularity.
It turns people off. People don't like
Yeah.
when there's actually any semblance of real
Interesting
yes,
creativity.
interesting visual direction, creativity. Looking at it, and they're just like, I don't like this. Why is it not set in the Western setting and not doing anything cool with it? Come on, please. Man, I watched Under the Dog though.
Was it worth everyone's donation?
Oh, did you?
And Under the Dog came out.
Tell us the gossip.
Dude, it saved anime. I was just basking in the light that it shined upon me. I was like, I'm going to go and buy all the anime and save the industry myself, because that is what I'm being inspired to do. But not really, because Under the Dog was under the 10 out of 10.
Go on. Yeah. I will never stop looking at the fucking Kickstarter for that, seeing that got funded, and then the MPO Animator project, which actually has evidence for what it's going to do and evidence that it will work, and that doesn't get funded. Whilst Under the Dog is just a colossal shit show.
It had good marketing. And you know how
I mean, essentially, they just all of the staff members that they sold it on left anyway halfway through the project.
Yeah,
so.
pretty fast.
Wait, really?
Yeah. There's a whole big commotion about it.
Did Masahiro Ando stay?
No,
because he was
I
like
don't
a
think
big
so.
part. Serious?
Pretty sure he
I don't
left.
think anyone. I don't think any of the more significant names, any of the noteworthy names, or or the renowned names. Any of the renowned names. I don't think any of them stayed on the project. They all pretty much left after the Kickstarter succeeded, I think. Like,
surely that's got to be like against the terms of service.
No, as long as you make the promised product, it doesn't matter, and they did.
But the promised product kind of was supported by those names, and if those names aren't involved, then it's not really the same product you were kind of
you can't say that they
in.
weren't involved to some extent.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they were involved for like they were involved for like the first month, and then they left, and then they came out with this garbage, and I saw a lot of. It's just like this actually appeals to Western fans. The idea of just super loud like I was like, I like this cute girl with the gun. I can get into this, but I can't get into this other bullshit. They were throwing out all this jargon and terminology. And it's like, yeah, it's a short OVA, so you're not really gonna get the opportunity to explain it, but they just kept saying it, and it was just like blah blah blah, no explanation for it at all. And there was just random monsters, random American military. There was English voice acting. The U.S. military was there, and there was English voice. It actually didn't sound bad, because I'm pretty sure they actually got English people to do it. But I was sitting there listening. It was just so... It's like, when you combine English and Japanese, I think they recorded in different recording booths, actually, because the audio sounded so... Like, it wasn't that apparent, but it just... Maybe I just hate the English language. It's a possibility. It was terrible.
Would you prefer if we did this in Japanese?
Dude, yes, I would have preferred them to say "clear the room" in Japanese. I would have preferred that. Yes, I just kept. It was so off-putting when it was just like the English military dudes were talking to each other. And the thing is, like, what this is meant to save anime and whatnot for the Western fans, and it did. It appealed to them because in the actiony sense, even though it was like trash and not well animated,
anything
really.
Because
what?
Because people were... I saw people being hyped that this was directed by Masahiro Ando, who did some great episodes of Fullmetal Alchemist and obviously Sword of the Stranger. Is it anything close to Sword of the Stranger level action?
No, not really. There's boobs.
No.
Okay, no, I'm not joking. There's uncensored. There's uncensored anime titty.
That's how you get the Western audience.
For whatever reason, during the end of it, it was just like this big explosion of power, and the chick was just like, "I can withstand this," but now you can see my titty. Oh no! It was such a weirdly put together project. It was so bizarre. I don't understand. Oh, Under the Dog.
Wait, a lot of people are saying that anime needs to be saved with the Western audience. Is that even the case? Because I mean, I feel like
people are just pretentious.
I feel like the niche in the anime community has only grown, at least in the West. I mean, how it's financially doing in Japan, actually. I mean, sure, there's a lot of issues going on with like underpaid animators and just this whole
this
salary
isn't going to help that.
This issue going on. I'm not totally very well versed in that, but I mean, with the Western market. It's at least steady. I thought
we're not gonna save the anime industry.
I mean, what? Like, I don't know. People are just like, what? Are they waiting for like the next Evangelion, which didn't really technically save the anime industry? Revolutionary Girl Utena saved the anime industry more than Evangelion.
But I'm not sure what people mean by save the anime industry, because like if they're expecting like animators to get well paid if a show gets really big, then of course not. It's going to be a load of fat producers getting loads and loads of cash.
If anyone's saving the anime industry, it's Ryo Chimo.
Oh, yeah, he's bringing people in. He's hiring.
He's getting webgen animators and all that stuff. Digital animation.
Yeah, I've heard he's actually got like a little company of his own now.
Is it not Tatsunoko anymore?
Oh, no, I don't think he ever worked for Tatsunoko. I think he was just brought in for like the Yozakura stuff. And a lot of the people that he brought onto Yozakura stayed at Tatsunoko, whilst he's working on Arjun right now, like a CG film, but I think he's still doing animation on some things occasionally.
It's like when Iso Mitsuya was like, "Oh, he's coming back," and he worked on the rotoscoped film, and it was just like, "Oh."
Yeah, he's on like some.
Yeah, he has a
French
he has a new
now?
project that he was pitching to people, and he's ended up getting it accepted at some sort of French animation place. We'll see how that goes, but I trust him. I don't really. I mean, French animation.
Yeah,
there's talent there. There's a lot of talent there. But
it's kind of unfortunate that like he's having to go overseas for these sort of things.
Well, yeah,
like you'd hope
Isn't
that he'd
Ghibli
be
doing
able
something
to, like,
similar? They're working with a French
yeah.
animation
What's
production
left?
company?
What's the remnants of Ghibli?
Well, yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys still need a job. Just like Miyazaki and Takahata just left them to die, essentially. But
like, I've got no idea, like, what they're even gonna do with Ghibli, because
the reason why Ghibli shut down was because Miyazaki really did not want his son to make another film.
Dad, I'm gonna make another film. No, you're not. It's dead.
He just shuts down the company.
I love it. Yeah, just like the company will shut down as soon as he's written a screenplay. As soon as he's got the screenplay, Miyazaki will go, shut it down. Go pitch this to some motherfuckers who will put up with your shit.
Up on Poppy Hill. How about up on my disappointment?
Have you guys ever seen the Kingdoms of what is it called? The Kingdom of Dreams and Madness, something like that? The documentary on Miyazaki.
I haven't seen it, but
Okay.
I've heard a lot from it.
In the documentary, you follow Miyazaki mainly, but there's this one segment where you follow his son, and essentially. His son is essentially the director in Shirobako, whom I know is based on someone else, but it's kind of like the same indecisiveness, and
Yeah.
you just get the sense that he's so desperately trying to impress his father, but throughout the entire documentary, you never see Miyazaki acknowledge his son. He never talks about his son, he never talks to his son. They're never in the same room together.
It's kind of tragic.
It's like immediately after he came out of the womb, Miyazaki was just shaking his head. He's like, this he won't do.
Can we put it back in?
He's like, he's not drawing frames immediately. What the fuck? Where did you call this talent?
Do you think Miyazaki, like Hayao Miyazaki, actually watched his son's like series with Polygon Pictures? The like Sanzaki.
He probably got a text. He was like, "Dad, are you watching it?" And he just never replied.
Yeah. It's on TV. I got my work on it. It's not a Disney cinema. Yeah, Ghibli's dead.
Yeah.
Support Colorido. There's some people from Ghibli there.
Maybe they should make some more full-length productions, and then people will.
Glenn, have you seen all of Kizu?
Have I seen all of Kizu?
Yeah, the first film. I mean,
yeah.
How do you feel about the return of Tatsuya Oishi?
Well, yeah, just feel like we talked about this last week on the podcast you edited.
Yeah, that was we already did that.
Yeah, but like I wasn't a part of it.
Fine, Matt. I'll pity you. I'll pity you.
I won't.
I don't know, Matt. What do you think I thought of it? No duh, I fucking loved it. And Oshii just... If I ever meet that man, I'm gonna get his semen and I'm gonna impregnate myself with it. I hope that eventually I will give birth to character animation as flat as his, but it's so easily identifiable. Because I don't know, it's like the minimal shade. Yeah, well, I mean, dude, I've never had sex. I don't know how I don't know how it works. Like the minimal shading, the way it works so well. I don't know what he does. It's just so distinctive. He's super good.
It's just, it's not his line work, but it's just how distinctive every object is. Every like cell, like every layer of animation or every like layered drawing is. I don't know the correct terminology.
He's responsible for many of the techniques that are erroneously credited to Shinbo. His parallaxing is just done so well. The medical drawings, the sparse use of color, the vocal distortion, the fucking recursive architecture, that's all him.
Yeah, I mean, like in like Kizu, it's just the character cells are just so well detailed and animated that they're so outlined.
Character cells?
No.
What year do you think this is?
I don't know. I'm not gonna I'm in a podcast. I can't search up the correct terminology for it right now.
It's a frame.
I'm not an animator. It's not. No, I'm not talking about frames. I'm talking about the actual layered cell, like the layer.
Yeah.
Over the background.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's a keyframe. It's just lots of them.
I'm not talking about the movement of it. I'm talking about more just how detailed.
Well, it's just to draw it.
Yeah, I know.
They did that.
It's just I'm trying to be really specific. I'm not.
You can say drawing if you want.
Yeah, I want to say
That's
drawing, but drawing
fine.
doesn't sound smart enough.
Oh my god.
I feel like he was a lot
coming
more
out.
free to do whatever he wanted in this. It was astonishingly sophisticated. The subtlety to the artwork, I guess, is what you're trying to say. If that's like,
yeah, you see, Callum, that's what I'm trying to sound like right now.
I'm sorry. It's basically just whisper into my ear if you ever want something like conveyed properly, and I'll do it.
Yeah, you're just the translator.
It's very good. I still like. I kind of like that it's being extended into 3 parts, because that means we're just gonna have like a single 3-hour film we can put together. But it really shouldn't be as long as it is. But I'm completely fine with that. And dude, the panty shot paid off. Those like 10 pages that Nissan dedicated to giving in very, very, very specific details about the underwear. He
in the light novel
when
like
yes
one
in the
whole
light
chapter
novel for like 10 pages when Hanekawa has that panty shot, he does not let up. He goes all out. He's like, this is my masterpiece. This is where I put all the effort into this book into. And it was so good in the fucking movie. It was perfect. Basically, Tatsuya Oishi is the most talented director, one of the most talented directors in the industry right now, and I'm sad that he's stuck doing Kizu for the rest of his life. Even when Kizu's done, he's still going to be working on Kizu somehow.
The Blu-rays, and then after the second Blu-rays, I don't know.
They're like sort of parallel works sort of thing.
Dude, imagine if he came back for Zerigato. Because there's no way that's not being adapted by Shaft, right? That's Nissan's other series that got announced for adaptation?
Yeah, but I mean, not like... like Nisio, all of like Nisio stuff isn't always adapted by Shaft. Katanagatari is adapted.
Yeah, I
by
know,
White
but
Fox.
guess what? The people who published it keep working with Shafts because it keeps on working.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we'll see.
And that's a lot of the reason the Shaft Exodus happened, because they gave Shaft an unbelievable amount of excess work. That's why Shinichi Yamato left. I wouldn't be surprised if they gave it to they're going to give Zergato to them. I can guarantee it. Okay, I half guarantee it. If that's a thing.
We'll see what happens in the future.
What did you think
Just
of the film?
make that Shaft video of yours if it's not uploaded by the time this
Can
is.
we stop talking about that? It was just... You guys like mention videos in a podcast. It's like it's not interesting to listen to.
No,
It's promotion. It's
Yeah.
like subtle like product placement.
I don't need to be product placed. I am
Like, there's a-
I am the fucking product.
Essentially, yeah, that is what podcasts kind of became. It's just we're selling ourselves through personality and banter. If you want to look at it cynically.
I'm glad that you're dissecting podcasts in the podcast, but
You say that as though we
Yeah,
make
yeah.
money from this.
Oh, we don't. We don't make money from anything. We're just fueling ourselves off popularity.
Wait, did you guys talk about Sweetness and Lightning last time, or?
We didn't, actually.
I mentioned it offhand
We
anyway.
mentioned it, like, vaguely. But, yeah, we can talk further into that, because it's a really important... Well, not, like, important in the...
really?
It's
saving anime.
Like, it's saving anime, like, kids in Africa are going, I can finally eat thanks to Sweetness and Lightning. It's nothing that grand, but it's one of those series that I think is hopefully going to be remembered, because it is so heartwarming, and hopefully it'll be remembered in the same way Usagi Drop is, just without the comment afterwards going, oh, but that manga ending.
You can't deny that the manga ending is...
Well, it didn't happen. Separate products. Like, it wasn't even an adaptation.
pretty...
They have nothing to do with each
Pretty
other.
canon, though.
Usagi Drop? What's Usagi Drop? Anyways,
But yeah, Sweetness and Lightning. Props to Sweetness and Lightning. It's one of the few anime that I've ever thought, well, like personally, that I've ever personally thought kind of gets the child character right. Because there's so much anime that just kind of like the child character is always this really obnoxious just living thing.
No, I don't know what
children
kids
are fucking
you know,
obnoxious.
but, like,
The child in
No,
Sweetness
children
and
are
Light
not-
Night, she's a lie.
children are obnoxious.
She's a lie. Kids are not that good.
Well, some kids are.
No.
Japanese kids
No.
are.
There's no kid I've never wanted to punch in the face for not knowing about fucking soda.
I've been to like so many cousins and like birthday parties, and just there being kids running around punching the shit out of each other, screaming, and then I go to Sweetness and Lightning and it's like, this is fantasy, and I want to be in a world where someone like us really can live.
Okay, sure. The Leviathan's correct. Most children are evil, but some are good.
Most children are complete colossal cunts, and thankfully, Tsumugi is not a cunt, and it really like captures. I think what's really, really good about it is it captures something that nobody really touches on, which is the subtle small parts of life, like a parent wanting to provide food for their child. It's entirely monotonous, but this really, really expands it into how important that really is. There's this great emotional resonance with seeing like the dad's like tearing up. It's like, feed that child.
It's like I can't say it's the first. I don't think it's the first anime to ever touch on the subject. It's probably the first that features it so primarily.
The
thing about Sweetness and Lightning is that there's a lot of flaws to it in like certain cases, but it just wins out of pure innocence, which is why it, like, Sweetness and Lightning knows it's not it's not like gonna be the greatest anime ever, or it's like, I don't it's not like the show knows what it is. The show knows what it can do, how far it can go, so it doesn't try to do anything more than that. It's like it's balancing itself out really well by kind of acknowledging that it can win the audience over through.
I'm not kind of sure what you're saying with innocence. That. Like, are you saying, oh no, it doesn't like do certain things because it's accepted its own mortality, or like,
I don't like the idea of the staff is holding themselves back by accepting that this can't.
No, I'm not saying that they're holding themselves back. I'm saying that they're understanding what they can do. So that's.
I know, but why do we have these base assumptions that there's certain stuff that they can do, and there's stuff? Why do we have to have those assumptions?
I mean, it's not exactly an assumption.
No, it's an assumption. You're putting your own sumptuous priorities into what this show is capable of. When you say that statement,
isn't that how everyone watches the show?
Basically, but I don't like when you're so direct about the fact. It's like it's a careful show about the. It doesn't make any deeply profound points, but that's because it doesn't need to. It's about children and their father.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
The statements you were saying did not convey that way at all.
It's like they it's as if they wrote this like really long character study and said, no, we're not doing that. We're not capable of that.
I just don't like the idea of it knows what it is. I feel like I've said that statement before, and I don't know. I've come to hate it. I'm sorry. It's just Sweetness and Lightning. It doesn't
kind of understanding what you are and what you're.
Is there any show that like actively just has no idea what it's doing? Like,
it's like,
I get what you're saying. That it's
ReZero knows what it is.
ReZero.
Let's
ReZero.
Save the ReZero talk for fucking the roster. He'll be sad.
Let's do that at the end of the show because I have time to catch up with it.
Yeah.
Well, I've been having this great thing where I've been watching ReZero and playing Steins Gate at the same time, and it's this amazing.
Why are you playing a video game while you're watching an anime?
No, within the same like time space.
I want Akabe to travel back at the same time.
And I'm seeing those moments, like those long loops. I'm going, oh no, you can't do that because Okabe did that, and that was bad, and like. It's just a really cool thing to be able to juxtaposition the two, and like it's the same screenplay writer, so he kind of has experience with that particular narrative techniques involved, and it's it's just a lot. Honestly, if you're planning on playing the Steins Gate game, play it now whilst ReZero is airing, because it's so fun.
Okay,
it's my endorsement. I've been paid to promote Steins Gate. Hopefully they'll take that.
The Steins Gate. Yeah, you see, no one owns a Vita though. So.
Oh yeah, it's on. It's not on PC now.
It might be. I don't know.
It's on something else. It's on PS4, I think. There's also an upcoming game called Steins Gate Zero.
Well, yeah, anime for that too, and then there's also an anime for the Occultic 9 or whatever.
Is there actually any staff announced for the Steins Gate Zero? Because you'd think they'd get Hamasaki back, but
I assume they're not going to have the premieres of Steins Gate Zero and Occultic, like, what it is, Occultic 9? It's Occultic 9, yeah. Like, so close to each other.
Yeah.
There's also the, not the Chaos Head anime, the Chaos Child anime, I think. That also was another...
Oh yeah, what even is... Like, can I watch that without actually having seen anything from Chaos Head?
Yeah.
Okay, because I haven't heard good things about Chaos
The visual
Head
novel
itself.
is very interesting. It's a lot more... The anime is... let's not talk about the anime. It wasn't very thoughtful on the entire concept that the visual novel was going for, I guess. But back to Sweetness and Lightning really fast, because I kept getting cut off every single time. This is why I don't like recording with you, Matt.
What? Okay.
I'm fucking with it. It doesn't make deeply profound points because, like you said, it stays in what it knows. But I think that's more of it being thoughtful about what the characters are than any sort of we want to stay inside this little box that we've made for ourselves.
No, I'm not saying that the show is like being really safe or anything like that. I'm saying what you're saying in a way. I guess I didn't articulate it very well because
maybe you should.
This is me when I'm unscripted.
Matt, it's okay. I know English isn't your first language.
do you want to just, Matt? Do you want to just take the time, spend the rest of the podcast writing out your opinions? Me and Glenn will carry this on.
Callum and I will teach
we'll return to you at the end.
Callum and I will teach you how to write your name. All right, you see, Matt? It's
okay.
M.
Let's go.
It's like the big M in McDonald's signs. You see.
So wait, so I have to.
How American is that? Just like M, it's the McDonald's one, yeah.
Hey, he's a New Yorker. You should know it.
It's the Arby's.
Fucking.
Is Arby's a thing?
Sort
yeah,
of.
well, we don't have it here in the city, so.
Oh.
Not really. I've never seen an Arby's. We have Red Robin, which is essentially the same, isn't it?
I don't know. Did you guys watch any anime?
I told you.
Yeah.
I
I finished the first season of Haikyuu.
Awesome. Tell me about Haikyuu. Did you like it?
I see. I've been on this big thing where I watched Ice Shield 21, and then from then on, I've said everything else in the sports genre can get fucked. Because Ice Shield 21 is going to beat the shit out of every single one of them.
Chihayafuru.
Best sports show.
Ping Pong the Animation.
Girls and Panzer.
Girls and Panzer. Girls and Panzer is undoubtedly the best sports. It is a sports show.
It technically is, yeah.
It is not technically as it is.
Can I go down to the local sports club and say, oh yeah, I'll just ride a tank?
Dude, I cannot wait for the day that the Girls and Panzer sport becomes a real sport, and I'm just in a tank, just taking motherfuckers out.
Next Summer Olympics, Japan 2020. Let's do it.
Oh, dude.
Yes.
Dude, imagine.
The opening
that would be so
ceremony.
amazing. Oh, it's just like the tanks roll out, and it's just like, oh, there's cosplayers. They all get out, and they're like, hey, then they blow each other up. It's the best sport. It's such a good sport.
And Mizushima lights the Olympic flame.
Oh, Glenn, we can talk about Girls and Panzer the film.
I mean, we're just cutting
It's,
Callum
which
off.
is the best action film ever made.
It's the best film ever made, you mean.
It's so good. I love Girls and Panzer the film. It's, oh my god, it's just, the entire film is like, it just does so many things. It's like,
it's a roller coaster of perfection.
like how long did Mizushima work on this?
Shut up, Callum!
I've got things to say about
Girls and Panzer, watch it!
Watch Callum. How have you not seen Girls and Panzer? It's like right up your alley. Again.
I'm a busy guy. I know it's right up my alley. Like it's.
You don't go to university and like. All you do is read anime blogs for your videos. So just watch something for once.
So Haikyuu was really visually engaging, and the way it
follows the tired sports formula of most sports anime. But Girls and Panzer, it mixes it up. The execution is unbelievable. It delivers on anything you don't expect. Because you want to know why? Who needs expectations? Girls and Panzer
spends a lot of time on the matches. It actually spends really little time on the characters, but even with that, with such
characters are perfect.
Minimal amount of time on each different individual characters, they still shine out distinctively.
They're perfect.
Yeah, you don't like it. Girls and Panzer proves you don't need an entire episode to have character development.
Their interactions have that certain spark that makes the tank go boom. Dude, that sounds scripted.
The fuck is that?
That's why that's why you never see the tanks go to a gas station. They don't need gas. They're fueled by the love of these girls.
Oh my god, fuck right off.
You know how in baseball it's a pitcher's struggle? It can be a poignant drama all on its own, or how in Haikyuu, a single hit of that ball can be enough dramatic conflict for a single episode. Girls and Panzer is more than
that whole episode is in 1 second of every episode.
Inside of the tank, they play baseball. It's crazy.
In their hearts.
I'm just waiting to see how you follow this up.
All of the drama means something more than the tank shooting its shell. A single great shot from the tank is a declaration of amazing girl.
As they said.
The
popular line, as they said in Girls and Panzer, Senshido is not war. It's love. And in the film, as I said, you can learn all of life's most important lessons from Senshido.
Panzer Vor, brothers. Okay, so yeah, you guys should watch Girls and Panzer,
okay,
and especially get to the film.
Okay.
Alright, Callum, so what's up? How you doing?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm good.
No, tell me
made my point.
Tell me about Haikyuu.
You made my point about Haikyuu, how about like just very, very small moments within matches can be expanded out into entire episodes.
Which boy do you want to?
Yeah.
Which boy do you want to sit on your face?
The lightest one, the one that won't crush it.
Hey, Callum, what's the main character's name?
Hinata?
What's the other main character's name?
Kageyama?
Okay, so he actually watched the show, I think. As a surprise. You see, I didn't want to let you talk because you don't watch anime.
Do you think I was going to bring up a show that I just hadn't ever seen and was like, I can wing it?
Is that what you always do?
No.
Well.
There's some stuff I bring up that I've only watched the first episode, but...
You know, I mentioned like that it follows a tired sports formula because it does. Most shows like Haikyuu do.
It does,
but like
yeah,
it kind of because when you're following that formula, it's the plotting is kind of naturalistic in itself, and I feel like the lightness of that really helps with the emotional weight of some of the character things. So did you finish the first season? You got to like my favorite episode of the entire series, which is in that first season. It's the one where like I think it's when they first go to a tournament and like the girls volleyball team just gets fucking pummeled.
Oh yeah,
and like
it focuses.
It doesn't focus on like any of the main cast. It just focuses on these side characters, and it was so heavy.
Yeah,
it was so heavy, but
because
so light with the weight. It was so good.
Really good because we never, like, in the sports anime or even like in Pokemon or stuff like that, if the main character is facing someone who they can easily beat, that episode is done so quickly and then they move on to something else. But here, they've, like, showed the struggle of the losing team sort of thing, so they juxtaposition both the girls' team with the team that the main characters were beating. And I don't know if we're ever going to see them again, but the fact that we got those chances, but it doesn't even matter. Like, sure, you can go on about a big rant, say, oh, they did all this character development for no payoff. It's like, but there was payoff within that encapsulated episode, and it felt so refreshing to see more and more different perspectives, and that's what Haikyuu is. It's this cluster of perspectives, all these stories being thrown at each other, or spiked into the other side of the court. Oh, great!
Yeah,
thanks.
Sorry, it's still good.
You've ruined all my expectations.
It's still good. It's just Not as good.
I was gonna end this on like if it continues building up the way it is, then maybe it will beat out Ice Shield 21 for my new favorite sports anime. But no,
Callum,
fuck it. It's gonna be shit. Apparently,
you know me. I have varying tastes. You'll see. It's okay.
I'll say I still need to see Kuroko, which is apparently along the same sort of lines.
Yeah, except Haikyuu's. You do need to watch. You got to watch Girls and Panzer while you're at it. Maybe
that's cards. It does not count as a sports anime.
When was the last time? Matt, when was the last time we talked about Girls and Panzer? I feel like it's been so long.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. I'm banning Girls and Panzer from this
I'm
podcast.
banning you.
I'll fucking kick you out of AniFix. Fucking majority rules. I'll get
me and Russell.
I'll replace you with Zach.
No, we need to get Zach on when I'm on.
No, you're replaced. But no,
we need to have the Anime Expo chat.
Yeah, well, yeah, whatever. Kiriko's like fun, like very fun, and along the same lines as Haikyuu, but not nearly as. How do you say? It's way more simple with its drama, and nothing really is heavy. It's all about the matches and not about the characters in them. Like, it does focus on the characters to some extent, but it's not nearly as done as well as Haikyuu.
So it doesn't feel like every time Hinata jumps up and he spikes that ball, it feels like there's some weight to
that. Yeah, because I feel like you feel like he can lose. In the second season, you don't feel like he can lose, because the second season sucks, but... It's just, when I was watching the second season, I just had no doubt in my mind they were going to win. And the thing is, that's not bad. Me predicting something and being disappointed by that is stupid, because everything else was still pretty good. But that wasn't even the bad part about Haikyuu Season 2, but you haven't seen it yet, so just... get to it.
Yeah. So, I'll see what I think about it when I get to it.
Kiriko's not as good though. It really is not. It's a lot more about the superpower bullshit in Kiriko. It's fun. Yeah. It's very fun.
Superpowers?
Basically.
I say but that's basically what Ice Shield 21 was about. This build up of all these special powers and the struggle. There was this entire arc that ended with the main character learning a new technique, Senna, and that new technique, as soon as he did that in all of his football games, then it felt like, that's like an entire arc of development coming to fruition in this game.
Think of it like this. The characters in Haikyuu are so well versed that it actually sets the stage for the matches. In Kiriko, nothing sets the stage for the matches. The matches just happen, and I don't feel nearly as invested in the matches, and I don't really care.
I think that's I'm having the exact opposite problem with Days, which is the soccer anime airing this season.
I'm pretty caught up on it. It's okay.
Yeah, but it's trying to develop all this character outside of the matches,
but it's not.
It feels like
it's not texturing them in a very efficient way. Because the thing is, it's becoming repetitive, even with especially the MC. A lot of the stuff, it's just being redone, and it's just like, look how earnest he is, and it's like, I can respect that, but I get it. Can we get to someone more interesting besides everyone just being like, he's going to be the best someday, or he's so cute, he's only been doing it for this long, wow. And it's just basically it's becoming a harem. He's just gathering a harem of fucking soccer players.
Yeah.
And I can respect that.
But you don't want it to be the case where even the audience doesn't believe in him. It's usually the audience is meant to be on your side. Everyone who doubts that character is meant to be the enemy of the show. It's like, oh no, he's gonna do it. We know all about him. But in this, it feels like everyone who doubts him is like, yeah, you're right. Fuck it. Give up now. End the show halfway through an episode. You're done.
It's so bland.
We should never have that reaction from a sports anime.
Cheerdanshi is the much better sports show of this season.
A much manlier sport, I believe. There's some real heart to that one,
dude.
People call soccer the beautiful game, but never talk about the cheerleaders on the side.
Dude, cheerleading is amazing, especially when it's cute boys doing it, and Cheerdanshi, encapsulates that for the most part. It actually has it's managed to like actually texture its characters much better than Days, despite the fact that like
Does it actually
sorry?
Does it go into like the stigma involved with male cheerleading? Because I feel like that's an interesting topic.
Not in exactly a heavy-handed way. Like not like everyone's scoffing at them. Not at all, actually. It's just more of like a few characters are just like I don't want to do men's cheerleading. That's for the girls.
Okay,
or something.
yeah.
It's really light, if even that. Anyways, the best part is like how it starts out is because it starts out with the MC like actually being into like Taekwondo, and he's from a family that's Taekwondo, and then he's just like, "Nah, I'm gonna cheerlead. Peace out. I know I've been doing this for like 5 years, but you know this will probably help me. This will help me with my cheerleading."
Good.
And it was so good because his older sister, One-chan, was like, she's the one doing the manly sport while he's doing the feminine one. It's very nice. It's a very nice show. I like it a lot.
That's quite cool. Yeah.
Except the
I always
production.
like,
oh god.
Oh,
It's like it is not very animated at all. The OP is, and then they reused those super good OP cuts in the mid-season climax, which was like, I'm okay with that. But now they had to recap, I think, because the production's fallen apart even more. It's so sad. What happened to Brain Space? Besides, Omata taking every one of talent away from them.
Yeah, and going off to 91 Days.
Shuka. Did you watch anything of 91 Days?
Haven't even touched it yet.
I watched half of the first episode, then stopped for some reason. I don't remember why.
Oh,
Matt?
Is that a
Nope, haven't
damnation
seen
of it?
91 Days.
I feel like you would have some respect for it, because supposedly I haven't seen The Godfather. Supposedly there's a lot of callbacks to it.
Oh dear.
Or callbacks.
I mean, just because it's referring to The Godfather, that doesn't like say, this is the best thing ever, man.
I know.
I remember when
it's
Gate
just
referred
cool
back
stuff.
to Apocalypse Now. I'm like,
Oh
okay,
yeah, but that was
sure.
amazing.
But yeah, but I think that like having the knowledge of Apocalypse Now, kind of imagine like someone having not seen it going, this is a weird way to frame this entry scene.
Talking about that, there was a moment in Rewrite that was really weird because they were referring back to this like Yoshino joke in the visual novel, but all the anime did was essentially for one transition at the end of a montage, which they didn't really have any Yoshino I think it was like one or two Yoshino jokes, main big ones, but definitely they didn't refer to the whole Yoshino anthem in the music video where they're like just like they're playing around, messing around with them on After Effects or whatever program.
Yeah.
Essentially in the anime, the only reference they have to it is one transition, I think in episode 6 or something, or 5, where just out of nowhere, a PNG of Yoshino just pops into frame. He like circles around, he spins up, and we get a close-up of his crotch, of his zipper. The zipper unzips, and it opens up behind is just his eye, and we zoom in onto the eye, and we fade out to the next shot.
It's a quality transition.
No, it's hilarious. I'm not saying that it gets a reaction. Like, it definitely gets a reaction, and I'm definitely gonna remember that for the rest of my life, probably.
Use it in one of your videos. Dude, I'll mask it out for you.
Sometimes I think that like references like that are pretty funny too, because I don't know. Like, sure, it's stupid, but it doesn't have to be.
People
smart.
always complain
like,
about
it can be
referential
stupid to be
humor.
funny, or as a reference. I mean, the thing is that like I don't know what it would have been like for people who would have watched Gate to not have seen Apocalypse Now and not know that reference. I mean, I think they might have just thought, it's a really classy scene. They're playing Ride of the Valkyries, and like I don't know. It's like Railgun had a reference to 2001 at one point, but like you didn't need to know the reference to enjoy that scene.
I think I missed that reference.
The scene where they're essentially in this holographic space, and then they get sent to the moon.
Oh,
and
okay.
I forgot her name. The one who's really like all on Mikoto, the pigtail.
Kirai.
What's her name again?
Kiriko.
Yeah, Shirai. She's carrying a bone, and essentially that's just in the first scene of 2001. There's like a gorilla who finds a bone, and that's essentially like the first man-made weapon and whatnot. And then there's like where they see the monolith, the black monolith on the moon, on the surface of the moon, which is essentially the plot of the first 2001. They like make a reference to that in Railgun, but you don't need to know it to enjoy the scene. It's just like kind of there as like an Easter egg for people who do know. Another show that I'm watching right now, Ichigo Mashimaru, the preview episode, that references 2001 as well, because you see a spaceship that's shaped kind of like one of the spaceships in 2001, and they're playing the Blue Danube.
I thought you were about to end that sentence with, there's a spaceship, and that's... well, 2001 had spaceships.
Are you talking about that OVA?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the preview episode and whatnot.
Yeah. I remember watching that, and I was like, I was like, well, all right.
It's like, the music that they're playing during the space shots is the same music that they play when they're showcasing all of the ships moving around the Earth in 2001.
Dude, Ichigo Mashimaro brings like all of its characters to life so well through like such
little animation.
Now that and just like day-to-day stuff. It's like, a lot of shows do that and I find them comedical, but it just does it in such a
What is that?
Ichigo Mashimaro?
Well, I mean, like, I think Ichigo Mashimaro is valid proof that you don't need to be Love Lab to have your characters be lively, because there's very little character animation in most of Ichigo Mashimaru. Everything is through the editing, the dialogue, and voice acting, even the facial expressions.
It's honestly very different from most slice of life comedy in that it's good. Like a lot of slice of life comedy, it's not that I don't like them. It's just like a lot of the time their jokes do not hit. Ichigo Mashimaru hits.
Because it's timing. It's really all about the timing in Ichigo Mashimaru. You know, like in a lot of slice of life comedy shows or gag shows, there's always that guy who says the punchline, and it's always a hit or a miss for me. In Ichigo Mashimaru, there is no punchline. There is no punchline. There is no punchline, but the punchline is kind of like really in the editing. It's like whenever Miu does something stupid or mean, the next cut is immediately of her just like in the ground, like on the floor. Like, someone beat her up, but you don't need to see it, or you don't really need to refer to it.
That's a very common technique. That's not exactly...
Anime does not get a lot of anime does not do it.
Like,
no, I'm coming to think of it. That's a big 4-Koba thing, because they only have 4 panels, so they're like, that, and then when someone says something stupid, like, the final panel might be, like, just, their head stuck in the ground or through a window or something.
Yeah, I'm not saying the structure is original. I'm just saying that the structure is used really well. I mean,
it's cool to see like different ways of adapting. Is it a 4-Koma, the original?
I don't know,
because that seems to be a common.
I don't believe so, actually.
Thing. Okay, because 4-Koma adaptations are like. It feels like there's some real skill into adapting. I'd love to go in. Yeah, because it's taking it's something that shouldn't happen by any.
They shouldn't be full length shows, but they are, and it.
Yeah,
it's like how. Yeah, it's like how Garfield never should have gotten a movie. There was just no reason for that, because Garfield is a comic strip, shouldn't be in this.
But the Garfield
bizarre
movie
adventure movie.
I don't think that was an adaptation of the comic strip. More of just, hey, Garfield's in this.
It was an adaptation.
That was an adaptation of the brand. If you're looking for something else, like, I'd say the Peanuts movie is a better example.
But I haven't watched that one, so I can't use that. Whilst I've watched the Garfield movie several times.
Several times?
You could.
I have actually watched Garfield 1 and Garfield 2.
You could have watched Girls in Panzer the film several times.
Yeah, but it's not Garfield, is it?
No.
But anyway, it's not a good movie, of course. But 4-Koma adaptations are different ways that they're like brought to life in different ways. It's just always really fascinating to me, and I love seeing them come about and the different way, because there is like a study to it, to the form of adaptation, and you don't get like games are the same way. Like, how the fuck do you adapt a game? And then you get some bad examples.
You don't. I mean, name one. Well, like for film at least. Name one good adaptation.
Watch.
For film, we're an anime podcast, man.
Well, I mean, like there's a ton of. The thing is that you can't say, because there's a ton of good anime adaptations on games, because a lot of them are visual novels, and essentially, the story is like there's a lot less gameplay in visual novels. It's really just a novel that you occasionally get to choose your own adventure.
yeah, like there's too much story, and
Yeah,
there's
but they
loads of
usually
different
follow the main
stories.
line while like referring to shorter lines in the very beginning. Like Steins Gate does that, Clanat does that. Steins Gate actually does it in the middle, to be fair.
Well, I mean, yeah, like I think I'm doing it in a different way round than most Western fans. Like, I haven't actually seen the Steins Gate anime, but I've played the game, so it's gonna be weird.
You haven't
like,
seen many anime though.
I've seen lots of anime. It's just most of them are shit you don't care about. Like so many.
You've seen a lot. You've seen lots
comedies.
of anime, but you haven't finished any of them. I should say.
I've watched so much Pokemon that you wouldn't believe. I've seen all of it.
Are you caught up with Pokemon right now?
I'm not caught up because I got behind when we were on holiday, so I do need to like get in because they're in the league now, and I'm on episode 20 of XYZ.
Are you at the climax of XYZ or?
No, I'm just after one of the competitions and before one of the gym battles.
So wait, is Serena and Ash gonna end up together?
I don't think so.
Alright, too
No,
bad.
I mean, he rightfully belongs with May, so
Fuck off.
no.
What?
But
May's
What?
best. May's best.
I'm not gonna. No, Bay's good,
Shit.
but just out of all the people he would. No, like the thing is that he's not gonna end up with either May
Ash
or
is in the
Dawn.
spats.
yeah.
Fuck,
because
fuck
if
the other one. Fuck Iris.
I
She
seriously
doesn't
think
exist.
that oh god, Iris was best wishes.
She got killed by the cops, so it's fine. That's not going.
Oh my god.
So bad. You know how you're a big Arya.
I'd just like to say
you're a big Arya fan. What do you think of Amachi?
I haven't seen Amanchu yet. I'm waiting for it to finish.
Fuck.
Yeah, thank you.
I was trying to change the conversation.
Yeah, I just like to say that the AniFix podcast does not endorse that joke.
Dude, he's Asian. It'd be different if we said it, Callum.
That shouldn't go in anyway. It's fine.
Don't cut that.
Whatever.
Do not cut that.
Don't cut it because then we don't get our jokes reacting to it.
Okay.
And that's what it's all about. It's about scripting this shit. But yeah, I really think the Pokemon staff really want a romance to arise, and they're really so heavily invested in the Serena one at the moment. But yeah, Nintendo is going to stride right in. It's going to say, you've got a couple amount of weeks to finish this. Then you're going to ditch that character, going to bring in another fucker, and we're going to start all over again. Capiche?
Oh wait, Pokemon's a game. Pokemon's an adaptation on a game. Pokemon's the best anime adaptation on a game. Better than Steins Gate. Better than Clanat After Story. Better than Resident Evil.
People are really down on Ash though because
Well, yeah, because Ash is a bad character, but everyone else is like
Ash has gotten a lot better in XY. Like
No,
I've
he's
got
he's a lot better in XYZ because he actually learns this time around for once. Maybe because he's 13 now or something.
As soon as Best Wishes was ending and we got introduced to XY, I made a comment somewhere. I think it might just have been on Facebook or something, where I said that XYZ will be more about Ash being a sort of mentor character. And whilst I wasn't completely accurate on that, he knows he's a hell of a lot more knowledgeable, and it does seem like a lot of the things he's bringing up are for the audience's or Serena's sake. And the gym battles aren't even the focus of the show anymore. Like, that used to be the big thing. It was the gym battles, the occasional event episodes where they did something stupid, like giant Pokemon or a tentacle destroying a city. Whilst now there's little character moments with Serena and doing a competition, and they're all building up. I can't believe I got through all of that without getting cut off.
I let you do it.
Thanks, man.
You know what you get in anime adaptation? Lady Layton.
Oh god, yeah.
You know, have you seen her? She's so cute. That's so moe, you know?
Lady Layton is just... I'm so happy that we're on this world line that's a thing.
Yeah, I mean, anime adaptation one, I bet it'd be a lot better than the Danganronpa adaptation. I don't know how the one that's airing right now. I don't know how that one's...
The one that's airing right now is actually alright.
No, it's good.
Well,
it's
yeah,
good.
they're two... But, the really cool part of it is that you do need to watch them both at the same time, because if you watch them the wrong order, then you get to a certain point of the future episode where a character gets really mad about something. I was like, what the fuck are they chasing each other around for? And then you go back and say, oh, because this happened.
The two airing shows are kind of simultaneously interacting with each other?
Yes, it's very interesting, because they're airing at the same time. Episode 1 of each, episode 2 of each, and you watch them back to back, and it's just... It's honestly probably one of the weirdest ways of distributing a show, because you don't need
never seen
to.
It before again.
It's kind of another thing that interesting that happened this season was Planetarian, where it also had a TV broadcast, but it was only 5 episodes. Well, I guess that's also interesting because the Nishijo time slot is splitting up Arslan Senki into 8 episodes, and then the bloody
and Nanatsu with
seven deadly sins with 4 episodes, and then they're having Iron Blooded Orphans come back for who knows how many episodes, because this is a really weird season for TV broadcasts.
And then My Hero Academia Season 2 in spring. That time slot is fucked.
Yeah.
They've crammed so much into it.
Maybe people should just, let anime in on different time slots that are during the daytime instead of just Nishijo. But what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Just a question.
What about Planetarian, though?
Yeah.
Planetarian? I was just saying it was only 5 episodes, but it was TV broadcast that way.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say it was working in tandem with Rewrite. I'm like,
oh. No. Oh, yeah, those two are airing at the same exact time. I didn't even realize. Planetarian's a much more better adaptation, but Planetarian suits itself to it way more because it's way shorter and a much more condensed story. It's a singular story.
People usually argue against it, argue against any shortened thing. They always say, "Oh, it's a visual novel adaptation."
Because Planetarian is a short visual novel to
episodes.
begin with. Rewrite is a multiple route visual novel. Planetarian is a singular story.
But when Heaven Feels gets that film,
multiple
how long
trilogy.
is Heaven Feels the gameplay?
I mean, it's just the route again. It's just I don't know how the fuck they're gonna do it. If it's a trilogy, it can work, I suppose. But even then,
I don't think it's gonna be a trilogy.
I don't think so either. But if it's just a single film, it's not going to be very.
They've done that before with UBW.
Yeah, but that was a different production completely.
Yeah, but it's.
And I don't know how well. I don't know how well Unlimited Blade
time.
works. That was 2010. I wonder how well it did do in theaters. Who knows?
I know we could get the stats, but I'm not doing that now.
No, we've been going on for far too long. So if you guys have anything,
oh god, yes, time to wrap up.
If you have anything final to say,
Yokai Watch, just as a video game adaptation, it's a really good one.
You know what else is a video game? Girls in fucking Panzer. You should buy that video game. Yeah.
Is there a game?
Yeah.
I mean,
oh, of course there's a game.
Of course, yeah, I shouldn't know. But
I mean, it's
popular. It's got in the game.
Matt, Girls in Panzer skins in Overwatch. Please.
Oh my god.
Blizzard, if you're listening.
Who's Diva? Who would be Diva? Miho? No.
Anzai.
Maho?
Why would they do that in Overwatch and not World of Tanks?
We're talking about Girls in Panzer here. We don't want to listen to you. Shut up. Watch Girls in Panzer. Seriously. Do you think they could watch the film by itself? You shouldn't watch the film by yourself because the TV series is amazing too, but the film is just the best film of 2015. Of 2016. Completely wrong.
It was 2015.
Was it 2015?
Yeah, because it was in the same rankings as Yokai Watch.
Was it late? It was really late 2015 then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was November.
I was right the first time.
US theatrical release when?
No.
Oh god, that's not happening.
Come on, Sentai, please.
I'm gonna rent out a theater and just play it there for no one else but me.
Just think about how amazing the film would be in theaters, because the surround sound with the sound mixing of... Oh yeah, I forgot to say, Glen and Panzer has amazing sound mixing. The sounds of the missiles just hitting the tanks, it's just so powerful. It's there's a lot of weight to it. And also, there's this one scene where you can hear the horsepower of one of the tanks, I think of the Finnish team, and it's just so good. It's I
Isn't
can't.
it true
so
that Isn't it true that Studio Access actually lost
I was just
money
about to
on,
mention that,
Girls
to
and
not
Panzer?
extend it, because I was so annoyed when this was put out, because everyone was just like, and I was just talking to this one guy, and he was like, I told him, they weren't on the production committee. If you don't invest money into something, you're not going to get anything back. It's risk and reward. It's that simple. Anime studios do this. This is why a lot of studios attempt to get on the production committee, because you make some of your money back. You don't just get given a set amount of money by the production committee, and if you go over that, you lose money, and that's what they did. It's their own fault, and thank God they did, because that's a perfect film. I feel bad they lost money, but it's their own fault as a company.
Yeah, I guess they even ended up eating into the amount they were like originally commissioned for it with.
That's why they lost money.
Like, so yeah, it's just kind of but they fucked it up. Like, if we're gonna be realistic, it's like apparently the production was a mess on their end.
Just people are trying to use this as an example of animators don't get paid enough or something dumb like that, and it was so annoying. It's like, yes, it's true. It's true. The pay per cut is ridiculously unfair. And not many studios do salaried. If only KyoAni, you can say PA Works does, but even then, PA Works still is not a KyoAni. Regardless, Girls and Panzer is the best goddamn thing in the world, and I highly recommend it. And if you want to talk to us about Girls and Panzer after you watch it, because, man, have we advertised the shit out of Girls and Panzer this episode, we have a Discord.
Yeah.
We're there. You can talk to us about it. Voice chat, text chat.
Where will the link for that be?
In the description.
I'm very lost. I can't find it. Oh, wow.
Russ, right? You're going to put it in the
that.
description, right, Russ? Russ, you're listening, right?
Can't believe Russ didn't want to be on this episode.
But anyways, follow us on Twitter. Subscribe for more episodes.
Callum, we have never said that on an episode before. Why did you do that?
What?
We have never told them to subscribe.
Standard
before.
sign off.
Yeah, a standard sign. We're not standard. We're AniFix, motherfucker.
Okay, fine. Don't subscribe, you lonely gits.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Fuck off back to your basement.
With how boring you guys were, I'm doubtful anyone's made it this far. So we can just keep this all in.
Okay, yeah, sure. So honestly, people might be on their walk to work right now. It's like, oh, I'm almost at the door. Come on, last the conversation until then.
I will try to get this on iTunes so you can actually do that without difficulty. I'll try. All right, let's actually end it now, please. All right, love you guys. Bye.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.